when you look at it. I mean, the cost overruns right now. If Congress enforced the law that it passed, both the attack and the ballistic missile submarine programs would be canceled because they're so far beyond schedule and so far over cost. The law says they should be canceled, but they're not going to do that because they're arguably our best deterrent.
Yeah. Colonel, Democratic House Armed Service Committee ranking member Adam Smith, he's now calling for a Section 224 style provision for Ukraine. And what is that?
Yeah, we didn't even get to talk about that. I'm sure Larry was ready to shoot some bullets there too, but this is getting to be just, I won't say comical because it's not comical, it's tragic. And it's tragic on both sides, Putin's side and our side. And Donald Trump had the ability to step in and, as he said, remember, so dramatically, in 24 hours, I'll settle this. Well, it's been more than 24 hours and he hasn't settled it. And as far as I can tell, he has divorced himself from it. And it's getting bad. It's getting worse and worse every day.
Yeah, in fact, if you had to place bets, will we see an expansion of the war with Iran or an expansion of the war with Ukraine? It's going to be Ukraine. Yeah. I mean, I think Russia is on the verge of starting to hit targets in Latvia, Lithuania, Estonia, for starters, and then extending it beyond. If these drone attacks on civilian targets continues, Russia's going to expand that. Putin is under significant pressure to expand the war. It's not like, we're, instead of facing public pressure saying, oh, let there be peace, stop. No, it's just the opposite. It's like, hey, Putin, go kick the shit out of him. And, he's trying to hold the Russians back from just turning Europe into a smoldering pile of rubble.
And I think that if he were to attack one of the smaller countries or even a larger country, assets in that country that he knows positively are attacking Russia or aiding attacking Russia, I'm not sure Donald Trump, if they invoked Article 5, would do anything about it.
Yeah.
Larry, why is Donald Trump arguing that he wants to meet with the supreme leader of Iran? And he wants to. What is that? Because the Iranian foreign minister said that. What is this? This is so strange.
Yeah. Well, hey, he wants to do for Iran what he did for North Korea.
Yeah,
meeting with Kim Jong Un. This is again, it goes back to where we started off our conversation earlier. That Trump is now taking seriously the possibility that Iran does have a functioning nuclear weapon. This was all, what we've seen in the course of, even last year when Tulsi Gabbard said that the assessment of the intelligence community was Iran didn't have one. And I think it was right. That was correct. But with the final blow, or what really sort of ignited then Iran into reversing course, was the attack on the 28th of February. Look at it from Iran's standpoint. They're sitting here saying, look, we have spent, let's go back to 2014 with the start of the negotiation for the JCPOA. We have repeatedly tried to play by these international rules that the West tells us we need to abide by. We've opened our facilities to inspection. We had limits on what we could enrich, and we were supposed to get sanction relief. Didn't happen. We were supposed to have our assets unfrozen. Didn't happen. And then the people that we let into these facilities took that information and used it to target and kill our scientists. I mean, dozens of them. And then on top of it, they lull us into these conversations claiming that it's negotiations and we're negotiating in good faith. And we go to Geneva and we meet with the president's son-in-law and his close business associate. And we tell them we're willing to make a deal. And after all of that, they attack us and they kill our top leaders. They kill our children. There's no rational basis for discussion and negotiation now. The only thing they're going to understand is if we have a nuclear device. And I'm sure Mataba said, do it. And that's what's happened.
Yeah. Carl,
it would be interesting to the maximum in Tehran or in a neutral situation, Geneva, wherever, to watch Donald Trump sit down with his Iranian counterpart. I mean, it would be fascinating. I mean, aside from everything Larry just said, and that I might say too, it would be fascinating. I'd love to see something like that happen just for the drama of it, especially if they allowed the cameras in and filmed the whole thing for the American people and for the Iranian people and for the globe.
I'd just add one thing to that. We'd also have to have a separate room, camera set up with like Lindsey Graham sitting there and Bibi Netanyahu, so we could watch their heads explode.
Yes.
Yeah. Just let me show a photo of, because what has happened with the case of this school in Minab, that those kids that were killed, it has a huge impact. Today, you go to Iran, you see the whole society is feeling that panic of killing these kids. And one of the photos that came out today is this one, Carl and Larry. And this guy, he's the father of that little kid that was killed in Minab. He's sleeping. He still sleeps alongside the grave of his son 3 months after he was killed. And he's there. He's just going there, sleeping there. He's not getting back to his home. And this is the impact, just emotionally, what has happened. It's unbelievable. You look to talk with the people.
Well, it's little. I won't say little things. It's incidents like that that change the whole warp and woof of war, and you don't know it. You don't understand how serious that becomes in the relationship you might have during the war with your enemy and after the war with your enemy. But it's sometimes centuries before those kinds of things are forgotten, and they live in people's minds for a long time. Not so much Americans. Americans don't do more than 10 years or 10 minutes, but other people do. Other people do. There are people in Vietnam who still kind of feel that way about what we did in Vietnam. And I'm sure there are people in Afghanistan and in other places, Somalia, Libya. Good Lord, the record since 9/11 is just incredible. We've actually had more days of active war since the turn of the 21st century than we had in the period from the beginning of the 20th to the end. We did an analysis. We figured it out. Days and hours of war, countries at war with, and damage done, KIA, WIA, and so forth. And then you throw the sanctions on top of that, the study showing 38 million people, half of whom were women and children, that we kill with our sanctions since the turn of the century. It's not been a glorious period, and that's an exemplar of that.
Yeah.
As is all of Gaza.